Good morning, children. In the previous class, I explained to you about the different atomic models, that is the Thomson model, Rutherford model and the Bose model. Today, as a whole, I will explain you about the modern atomic structure, and this is the combination of all the three models which I have earlier told you about the Thomson, Rutherford and the Bose model. So in the modern atomic model, we all know that atom is the smallest particle of any matter. In this model, it is also said that the whole nucleus which is present in the atom, it is empty, and the nucleus consists of protons and neutrons. Protons which are positively charged and neutrons which are negatively charged. Neutral, sorry. And each orbit in the atom, in the atomic structure, has fixed energy. Second is that the number of electrons will be equal to the number of protons, means the atom as a whole is electrically neutral. This was also explained in the modern atomic structure. And according to the modern atomic structure, the gain or loss of electrons, they are formed in the form of ions. That if there are two types of ions, cations and anions. Cations which are positively charged, anions which are negatively charged. So cations are formed by the loss of electrons and anions are formed by the gain of electrons. So these loss and gains of the electrons, they form the ions. Either it may be cation which are positively charged and anions which are negatively charged. Now today I will explain you the most important, that is the atomic number. What is actually the atomic number? Atomic number is the number of protons which are present in the nucleus of an atom. And the number of proton will be equal to the number of electron. Like in the carbon atom has 6 protons. So in the carbon atom, the electron will also be 6. In the same way, in the oxygen atom, the number of proton is equal to 8. So the number of electron will also be 8. Means here what I want to say, that the number of proton will be equal to the number of electron, and that is only called the atomic number, and it is denoted by Z. Whenever we write the atomic number in the element, suppose X is the element, so atomic number is always written in the bottom side here like this. Like carbon it is symbolized by the letter C, so its atomic number is 6, means 6 is written in the bottom, means atomic number which is denoted by Z, it will be written in the bottom, and the mass number is written on the top. So carbon has the mass number 12, so 12 will be written on the top. In the same way, all the elements, they have the definite atomic number, and in the periodic table the elements are arranged according to the atomic number. Now we will discuss what is mass number. Mass number is actually the sum total of the proton and neutron which are present in the atom, and mass number is always denoted by letter A. Suppose as I told you just now, the carbon, the symbol is C, atomic number is written in the bottom, so mass number will be written on the top, that is 12. 12 is the mass number. So here X is the element, then Z is the atomic number, and A will be the mass number. So A will be written like this. So any element is represented like this. X, which is an element, here this Z is the atomic number and A is the mass number, because mass number is always denoted by letter A. And suppose, how can we determine the mass number of any element? Suppose we want to determine the mass of the carbon atom. So here we know that carbon atom has number of proton will be 6 and number of neutron will be 6. So with sum total both the 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So 12 will be the mass number of the carbon atom. In the same way, if we take the example of oxygen, oxygen has the number of proton 8 and neutron will also be 8. So if we want to calculate the mass number, means we have to total P plus N. P plus N means 8 plus 8 is equal to 16. So 16 will be the mass number of the oxygen atom. Means we can derive the mass number of any element if we know the number of proton and neutron. Suppose if we don't know the number of neutron, if we want to calculate the neutron, then what we have to do? We have to minus the proton with the mass number. Suppose Neutron, we don't know of any element. So what we have to do? We have to subtract mass number and the number of protons. Suppose the carbon, if we don't know the neutron of the carbon, so mass number, if we know that mass number is 12, so we subtract it with the proton. Proton means 6. So number of neutron we can calculate, that is 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. So in this way we can also calculate the number of neutron. Now I will tell you about the isotopes. What is isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms of the same element having the same atomic number but different mass number. So atoms of same element having same atomic number means the number of proton will be same, but their mass number is different because they have different masses. Like we can take the example of the isotopes, like I want to tell you hydrogen. Hydrogen element, I want to tell you the isotopes. So hydrogen has 3 isotopes, H11, H12 and H13. So here, as I already told you, in the bottom what we write the atomic number. In the top what we write the mass number. So here the atomic number of the hydrogen will be 1, means the atomic number is same here, but the mass number is different. In one element it is 1, mass number is, in the second isotope it is 2, and in the third it is 3. In the same, it is also called, first isotope it is called protium, second it is called deuterium, and the third it is called tritium. So this is the isotope of the hydrogen. In the same way we can know the isotope of the carbon. So our carbon also has 3 isotopes, C6, atomic number is same but mass number is different, 12, 13 and 14. So here we can see that carbon has 3 isotopes, means atomic number is same, that is 6, in all the 3 we can see, but in the mass number is different. In the first the mass number is 12, second 13 and fourth 14, third 14. So in the same way oxygen also, oxygen has 3 isotopes and the mass number of oxygen is, atomic number is 8 in all the 3, but the mass number is different. In the first it is 16, in the second it is 17 and in the third it is 18. So here also we can see that the atomic number is same, that is the atomic number of oxygen is 8 in all the 3, but their mass number is different. In first it is 16 mass number is, second 17 and the third it is 18. So this way we can know that how the isotopes they are formed, means they are the atoms of the same element having same atomic number but different mass number. Now I want to tell you the atomic mass. What is actually atomic mass? Any atom of any element have the atomic mass that is 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. Means actually the atomic mass is always having the unified atomic mass. If we calculate of any element, then it will be equal to the 1/12 the mass of the carbon 12 atom. Or we can say whatever the element which are having the atomic mass, it will be 1/12 of the mass of the carbon 12 atom. That is only called the atomic mass. And electronic configuration, I have already told you what is electronic configuration. Electronic configuration means the arrangement of electron in different shells. In the previous class also I told you that the electrons are arranged in the according to the 2n square, and according to 2n square we have already calculated in the first shell the number of electron it will occupy, that is 2. In the second shell the number of electrons will be 8, and in the third shell the number of electrons will be 18, and like this it goes on. In the fourth cell it will be 32, and in the same way by calculating by the formula 2n square we can calculate the number of electron in the different shells. Means in the first shell, that is the K shell, the maximum electron it can occupy only 2 electron. In the L shell it can occupy 8 electron. In the third shell, that is M shell, it can occupy 18 electrons, and in the N shell it can occupy 32 electrons. But according to the octet rule, what does octet rule say? Octet rule says that only the large shell, that is the valence shell, should have maximum of 8 electrons, not more than that. So only the 8 electrons and large shell can occupy, and that rule is called the octet rule. then only any atom can become stable. So to maintain the stability of any atom, the large shell should have maximum of 8 electrons, and that is called the octet rule. And in the tomorrow's class, I will explain you about the Bohr-Bury scheme, just now which I told you that only, and the different types of bonds. That is 2 types of bonds we can see: ionic bond as well as the covalent bond. Thank you.